What's the biggest regret people often have in life?
Not spending more time with the people you love. Spend time with the people you love, because at the end of the day, you'll either say, I wish I would have, or I'm glad I did. You will never regret spending more time with the people you love.
Fellas, the women with the personalities that you like are all fat. So just get one and take her to the gym.
Hey, I do got a point now. Got a point. Right on.
So while I was just out to eat, and when I was almost done eating, the waiter came over and was like, do you want a box for your leftovers? And I was like, no, but I'll wrestle you for them.
So I'm getting a lot of hate on my last post titled Date the Short Guy. Let's break down the math. In the United States, about 31% of adult men are single. About 14.5% of men are 6 feet or taller. That means the percentage of single men who are over 6 feet tall is 4.5%. About 5 out of every 100 men. Want to compete for those 5 men? Have fun.
These men have decided to opt out of society because they're tired of being blamed for stuff they didn't do. Consequences that they didn't even call. I wasn't even around when that happened. Why am I getting blamed for that? So it's natural for a man to walk away from a situation and distance himself from a situation that he ain't got nothing to do with.
One of the most common regrets that I hear from clients who have been divorced is, I should have left sooner. But here's the thing you have to remind yourself, you didn't stay too long. You stayed as long as you needed. You stayed while you were trying. You stayed while you were hoping. You stayed while you carried the weight of a relationship that was never meant to be carried by one person. That's not a weakness. That's loyalty. It's misplaced loyalty. You didn't waste your time. You gathered proof. You built strength. And you figured out what you're never going to tolerate again.
I just seen the homegirl make a video saying bring back begging. Is that what the ladies want? Like, is that what y'all want? Y'all want y'all on some... Like, is y'all really coming back for that, or do it just sound good?
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video. A lot of men, because this is what women want. Women want a leader. But when a man tries to be a leader, he gets shamed for it. He gets blamed for it. He gets trashed for it. Oh, you ain't do it the way I wanted you to do it. If I was doing it the way that you wanted me to do it, then why don't you get up here and be the leader? It don't make any sense. Sit down and be quiet.
This is kind of like, I did an episode about this called Obsolete, but one of my line of questionings was, you know, why are there so many women who say they don't need a man? And the women were saying things like, well, now men want to act like women, or they want to go 50-50. And if you want to go 50-50, then I just don't need you. And so I'll say, okay, well, does the fact that women no longer need men mean that the main reason women were with men was because they had to be? And if that's true, then wouldn't that prove that men were often seen as a utility to be used?
Yeah.
And wouldn't men now be better off without women if that's the main reason women would want to be with men?
Yeah, and I think that's true. I think that's what we're finding out is women don't like men as much as we previously thought.
I think men...
Yeah.
Men are in love, women are in business.
Yeah.
Men innately want to make your life easier. As a woman who is with a masculine provider mindset man, that is what they biologically are wired to do, is to make our lives easier. Example, I was stressing out about wedding stuff and I said, I just don't know how I can provide And he goes, what are you talking about? It's my job to provide financially. It's your job to provide a loving home. I've got this. And then today, I called him on the way to the bridal salon and I said, what's the budget? And he told me the budget. And I said, okay, what do I do whenever I find one? He goes, just call me. And I'll pay for it. Women, I cannot tell you how simple it is. And the fact that the words of, baby, if you don't want to work, just tell me. You don't have to. It's very simple, ladies.
A lot of guys, you continue to label them a creep. You continue to try to embarrass them for just regular interest in you. A man, it don't matter if the man has a good line, if he has his life together, if she's not attracted to him, then all of a sudden, quite honestly and truly, she starts acting like a loser. She starts acting like a weirdo.
So I'm really curious about this. This is a serious question. Men, for the men's, as a species, as a conglomerate, as a brotherhood, a society, whatever y'all want to call yourselves, why do y'all think it's okay to like try to talk to a girl at the gas station but not offer to pay for her gas? And before y'all say, oh, it's always about money, okay, that don't pay for the gas. Why do you try to talk to a girl at the gas station and not offer to pump her gas? Because the chivalry is shivering. Like, it's in fear for its life. And just, I think as women are trying to like give y'all the benefit of the doubt, but there's just certain I just can't understand, and I'm not gonna pretend like I do, because like, what? Like, excuse me, sir, what the? Can y'all get it together, please?
You see men finally starting to walk away in mass and disappear from approaching, from courting, from pursuing. It's probably because your risk, your cost benefit has shifted too far away from it being worth it. A lot of men like to say the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
I think marriage is legalized slavery, especially if she's expecting you to be a trad wife. You might as well pull out a whip. Y'all don't know how to a woman correctly.
So, keeping single, women single. Hello, it is I, gentleman, like Spider Guy. Pay the attention. It's like hitting brick. What we have here is a woman that has never been married or selected for marriage, saying that marriage is like slavery. Pay the attention. Yet, at the same time, has gone on TV shows talking about how she wishes to be in a relationship. It's very, pay the attention, very hypocritical.
When a man is truly in love with you, you don't break his heart. The man that protects you with his life, the man that doesn't ignore you, the man that is loyal to you, you don't ignore him. The one that provides, the one that is your problem solver, the one that reminds you how gorgeous you are on a regular, the one that does not want to hurt you or make you cry, the one when he goes shopping, he's always thinking of you. He can't go a day without talking to you. He wants to pour into you if you have any business ideas. He takes the time to sit down and hear you and listen to you. He feels when you're off. That's a man that loves you. He is emotionally in tune to you, protects and provides. That's hard to come by. You don't betray that at all. You hold on to that.
A lot of men, you'll never understand that a lot of the stress that they have doesn't mean that they don't have any stress, but a lot of the stress that they used to have in terms of a relationship, which fed into work, which fed into relationships with their friends, with their family, because you're a bona fide problem and a bum. Once you left, all of that went out the window because he ain't got to worry about you no more.
Caucasian women in the United States of America are in big trouble. They are having a very hard time not only getting into a relationship, but keeping a man.
I am no one's top priority. I'm just not. It's a fact. I'm not asking for pity. I'm not woe is me, but it is truly just a fact. I am no one's, call me when you get home, or I joke around and say, I'm looking for someone to text when my plane lands. I'm not that for anybody.
34. I'm single. I have no single friends. I deleted all my dating apps, and I'm the biggest homebody I know.
It's not spoken about enough how hard it is being the other woman that doesn't get chosen and the one that just gets discarded like trash, while the other one gets the changed man and gets a future.
Just went out on a first date with a man who smells like hamster bedding, who said he never reads, he never votes, and he doesn't understand that the world is actually round.
He showed me time and time again, and here I am, just like a just waiting to be loved. Like, please let me, pick me, choose me. Fuck! And I needed reassurance, and I needed him to say the right thing.
That these modern women like to do is they like to kind of pathologize your arguments. Therapists speak. If y'all get into a disagreement, then all of a sudden you get an instant clinical diagnosis. He's a narcissist. He's all of these other, big words when they're really just avoiding accountability.
I told my homeboy that I was interested in dating, right? And like being really intentional. And just online dating, it doesn't really work well for me. So I need to know, where are the best spots to go if you're looking to date in Fort Worth? Because guess what? Your girl's gonna go there, and I'm gonna show y'all if it's worthy of a date night, or should you get cute? What's the vibe? I'm gonna let you know everything, but I'm gonna go scope out the scenery first, sisters, and let us know, because truth be told, I be places, but I don't be places. Like, I be places in work mode, and I'll be thinking about talking to nobody or anything like that. But let's change it up just a little bit. So let me know the places to go in Fort Worth. Not a nigga's beard. Okay. Oh, real quick, and that includes like happy hours, poetry readings, R&B nights. Like, I really want to get out there and see what it is as a single person looking to find others. Like, I don't want nobody who's entangled, who's in a throuple together. I want other single people. Drop it and let me know your recommendations.
So, who caught that? Did anyone? Because it's rather apparent that there are some women out there that don't even seem to realize what actually constitutes chivalrous or even gentlemanly behavior, for that matter. Because if they did, they would have probably realized that those gentlemen are actually sitting with their backs to the wall and their fronts are facing the door. What's the relevance of that, some of you were asking? Well, that means that those gentlemen would be able to see any possible danger that would be approaching from behind the woman, and they would be able to act upon it should the case arise. So, those gentlemen are doing exactly what they should be doing if we're talking about acting in a gentlemanly manner towards a lady. They're not sitting there for their comfort. They're sitting there because that is the actual gentlemanly thing that they should be doing.
Modern women don't seem to understand you can't shame a regular guy. You average, you need to be above average. Oh, you need to be this, and this. And then when that man finally goes and finds somebody, whether it be overseas or in another city, in another state, when he get about your face and go find somebody else, now you asking where all the good men went. They went to go find somebody that wasn't acting stupid.
We didn't become strong, independent women by choice. We were forced to be.
I've asked many people in the streets about men and what they could do better, and it seems the bar is really low. What are 3 things that men can do that are attractive?
Oh my God, this is going to sound so bad because you're going to realize how low the bar is in America. The manners, like, where did that go? I go on dates and these guys don't even open the door for me. When we're walking and like sometimes I'm in heels, they don't slow down. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? Keep up with your pace? It doesn't make sense. When I dated more foreign guys, they were very aware of when a girl needed help, or like just really were aware of the surroundings. Whereas I feel like American men, it's like over their heads and they never even consider where the girl is in the situation or how they can make her life a little bit just easier. And I think we're really tired. And we really just want to feel like a guy can really take care of us while respecting us at the same time. Like, is that really so much to ask?
This is why men don't pursue women anymore. Because so many men are on dating apps nowadays, it has given them this illusion of an unlimited choice in women. So when men go out to bars or restaurants, they're not pursuing women anymore because they know that when they go home, they will have the backup of the dating app.
If only dating apps worked that way for men, they actually work like that for women. Because the reality is, men could swipe all day, swiping like on all of those women, and he is lucky to get 1 or 2 matches. Men stop pursuing women because us ladies told them to stop. We complained every single time a man has approached us. We have done things like give him our boyfriend's number, or yell at him, or overall show that we're bothered by him approaching. And a lot of men want to respect our boundaries, want us to feel comfortable. So for the majority of men, the potential of making us uncomfortable is not worth it to them, so they're not gonna even bother approaching us. Men also don't want to pursue us if we're not gonna make any effort in return. At that point, it's just a waste of time, and he could spend that time pursuing his hobbies or building his career.
Do you prefer chivalry or do you prefer equality?
Equality.
What about you?
I'm gonna agree.
What about yourself?
Equality.
Okay, so you said you in a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who paid for the first date?
Who paid for it? Him.
Yeah. Who paid for the second date?
It's been a while.
But what you think?
Probably him.
Interesting. Who paid for the third date if you got a thing?
Probably him.
Okay, that's not equality.
You've used my logic against me.
How long would you take care of your man if he couldn't work anymore? And be honest.
Like 6 months.
6 months?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not equality. What about you, Gigi?
I've done that before, so
But you
so I
broke
would
up
say
with the
like,
dude.
well, yeah. So I would say maybe like 3 months, honestly.
3 months. And what about you?
I say a year.
The ladies that said that you prefer equality over chivalry, your answers contradicted yourselves. And the fact that I have a timeline on it, that means that it's not equal because men, it's in our nature to provide for a woman forever. So even though you say one thing, which is like a politically correct answer, because the media right now is ruled by the crazy Dems and they socially constructed your mind to believe nonsense, but true deep down in your deepest part of your soul, you don't want equality.
Ladies, a lot of men, where you're saying men don't do nothing for you, a lot of them are not taking care of you because you think you're a You want to be a man. You want to run a house, you want to run a conversation, you just want to run everything. And there are maybe a small 2% of men who will allow that. But a real man is not going to allow you to run him. Simple. Okay? We understand you're independent. We understand you're getting money. We understand you're paying your bills. You're an adult. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't know why so many women that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take care of yourself. But when you get with that right man, he's going to come in and he's going to take lead. And then when you see him taking lead, that's when you step back in your femininity. Allow him to be a king and you sit back and be a queen and then just be you. All that extra, boy, you don't tell me what to do. I'm grown. I pay my own bills. Well, he ain't about to pay your bills now because you already think you running stuff and y'all been talking for 3 days. Calm down.
Females like, oh, dudes ain't obsessed with us like they used to be no more. What's going on? Then, they throw out the G word. They must be the G word. And it's like, nah, like, really make this make sense. Like, why the I'm about to be obsessed over something that when it leave me or it's gone, like, I'm going to feel a sense of relief. Like, y'all really bring no value to a man's life to the point where it's like, when you leave me, only thing you was doing was subtracting from me. So now when you leave, I can finally build and put pieces together. Why would I be obsessed with losing something that was draining me? I'm not about to be obsessed with that. You ain't doing nothing. Back in the day, when a man lost a woman, she provided so much value that it's like, I gotta figure it out. This is crazy. Like, shorty did A, B, C, da-da-da-da-da. Now it's like, only thing y'all do is look cute. Only thing y'all do is look beautiful. That's it. No patience. No loyalty, no value other than the face. And it'd be like, I'm not obsessed with that. That is everywhere. If I know only thing I'm getting from being with you is a crazy, weird attitude and a pretty face, it's not gonna be hard for me to forget that.
80% of women are not marriage material. They're not. They're selfish. They're self-centered. They don't have just what I would consider that base core feminine skill, that feminine quality. They don't have that. They don't even trust their own intuition. They don't even have good intuition. Like I'm trying to teach a woman about intuition, like what that is and how to know things. That is deeply a part of the feminine.
You blame that? You think you blame that heavily on like the feminist ideology? Or
for sure.
Okay.
Because remember, feminism wants a woman to separate her mind from her body. It wants her to separate fact from how you feel about things. So that they want you to say that how you feel and a biological fact, like they want to pull those things apart. Yeah. Wow. They want them to heavily rely on IVF and fertility treatments and surrogacy to have children, when a woman can have a baby for free, as long as she works with nature.
So Gen Z isn't having any, and apparently this is like a really big question for the culture, so why it's not happening. And my question is like, do any of you guys have like, friends? Like, have any of you guys sat down with a woman recently? Because I don't think I've had any casual conversation about dating with anyone my age with a woman, without her just like completely lamenting the dating prospects. Talking about how awful these men are. None of them are making any moves. When they do make a move, they want to take you on a date by like driving you around. They're completely addicted to pornography and want to reenact that with you. I put a lot of the blame on dating apps because I do think there's something about streamlining the dating process that made dating simultaneously seem more accessible, but actually completely inaccessible, because everyone is under the assumption that they just have like limitless options. There's always another fish in the sea. You can always go after another person. And men on some level are definitely trained to believe that like the more women that they have with and the more women that they have that are romantically interested around them, like that kind of like bolsters their reputation. So men have like a vested interest in trying to like maximize the amount of women that they have access to, which is obviously a huge turnoff if you are the woman who is interested in a man, if he's just like interested only in building a roster, basically like there's just a growing divide between men and women. I think porn is to blame and dating apps are to blame.
If you want a real man, then shut the fuck up and let him be one, okay? You women are screaming all over the internet and social media that I want a real man. But the moment you get one, you start trying to control him in every angle, okay? Does this sound familiar? Why did you do that? No, that's not what happened, Josh. You know what? Just stop. Just let me handle it, okay? Does this sound familiar? That's not communication, honey. That is called emasculating your man. And a lot of you women operate like this. I'm right and you're wrong. And you correct him. You question him. And you talk down to him. But you don't call it control. No, you call it helping, okay? And here's the irony with that. You're not helping. You say you want a masculine man. But the moment you get one, you can't handle when he makes his own decisions. So what do? You slowly start chipping away at him, one correction at a time. So he starts walking on eggshells. And that's how a man loses his confidence. And when that happens, it obviously kills the attraction, right? Because you cannot be attracted to a man that you don't respect. And being Miss I'm always right might make you feel good in the moment. Yes, I understand that. But it destroys the connection that you actually want with him. So, ladies, if you say you want a real man, then shut the f*** up and let him be one.
So I'd made some posts regarding advice on finding a partner as a Pakistani and Muslim older sister, and I got a huge response. Such a huge response that I thought that I should create a resource to help fill in the gaps. And guess what? That resource is ready. So the link is on the screen, in my bio, and in the comments, but I want to go over how this is going to work and some ground rules. So for starters, this is a free resource. I am not charging anything as of now. I'm putting my time, effort, and energy into this. And so therefore, I'm going to be pretty strict about the process. So there's nothing groundbreaking about this resource. It's pretty simple and straightforward. You fill out a profile with all of your information and you submit it directly to me. Your profile is not going to be public. It is completely private and other people cannot browse through your information. I will get the profiles on my end, and then me as a person will go through the profiles, through your requirements, and connect people directly. Seeing the way that apps have been working lately, there's definitely a human aspect that's missing, and I think that I can provide that value. And as someone who's not very far removed from this process and can understand the nuances, I can breathe new life into the antiquatedness that is matchmaking. And remember when I said that I was going to be strict? If you are any of these things listed on the screen, you will be rejected from the matchmaking pool. And since this is a free resource, the minimum that I'll require from you is to follow one of my accounts on TikTok or Instagram, because I want to create a community around this. And the best way that I can do so is to get traction and to be able to get the word out. So let's do this. Submit a profile or send the link to someone who may be interested. And by the way, I've already made some connections that seem to be going places. So let's see how many more I can make.
Why can't men ask questions?
Like, do we really believe that a man that likes you is not going to ask questions? I've seen videos like this before where they say men never ask questions. That's because he's not interested in you. You know what I would not do on a date with a woman who I know I'm never going to see again? Ask questions about her. For what? Why am I going to fill my memory space with information from somebody I'm never going to see again? And it's so obvious, and I don't understand why women can't see the obvious. He's not into you. So it's not like he has Down syndrome or some sort of mental disability, or men just don't know how to ask questions. That is ridiculous. It's because the guy's not into you. I don't want to know about you if I'm never going to see you again. So something happened on the date. Likely in this case, the guy actually saw you. Maybe he knew you were a plus size, but he didn't really see a plus size until he actually saw you in person. And now I have no interest in knowing anything about you. I'm just trying to get through this date so I can go on my apps and block you on everything. That's all I'm waiting to do. So men are not stupid. They ask questions of women they want to ask questions about.
So you have to really look at it from the standpoint, the vantage point of the man on the first date. He's going to drive, he's going to pay, he's going to have to do a reminder. I text you, I'm coming. I text you this, text you that. I'm going to have to pick the restaurant. And really, honestly and truly, these modern women are doing nothing. He's carrying the entire load. And they continue to say, well, I'm doing it because X, Y, and Z. You're going to want a man to continue to do this. Basically, you want a man to continue to carry the load throughout the relationship.